end, as Meg Tremble will fear, as Thomas told Spotify her rotten past. Sleep with many men in his house. Meghan Markle is an ambitious narcissist who will cry victim until she gets what she wants. Tom Bower's book, Revenge, Meghan, Harry, and the War Between the Windsors, gives a unique look at the Duchess of Sussex's childhood through the eyes of her father, Thomas Markle, and half-sister Samantha. In Revenge, Thomas paints himself as a loving father who would have done anything for Meghan. It was love at first sight, he recalled saying when she was born. Bower writes, during Meghan's first week, her father had redecorated the family bathroom for their comfortable 3-story house in Woodward Hills, with angels and fairies. And the look on his face was priceless, recalled Tom Jr., his son from a previous marriage. As watching Thomas hold Meghan, Tom Jr. could see his father was smitten. As my dad was more in love with her than anyone else in the world, and that included Doria. She became his whole life, his little princess. But Meghan Markle and her father had no longer have a relationship, at least that is what we know of. Doria was upset from her daughter's life for about a decade, having her daughter raised by Thomas, as moreover her home life wasn't entirely stable, given how hard her father had worked to provide for her. Thomas had said that Meghan was the first of the 3 children that he could afford. While he didn't live in the lap of luxury, he did what he could, including giving his youngest and clearly favorite child everything that she could want. As after all, she had went to a well-reversed Hollywood school as a child that many celebrities had attended. As according to his sources, Thomas Markle and Spotify are planning to work together to launch a podcast related to Meghan. In this podcast, he will tell the stories about his daughter's past before marrying Harry, as Thomas is expected to give the most objective opinion on the rumors that Meghan had slept with many men in his house. In addition, it was reported that Meghan Markle was still living with her chef, then boyfriend, Cory, and when she went on a first date with Prince Harry. Tom Bower's book revealed that Meghan, then an actress on the USA Network drama Suits, in 2016 put into action a plan to befriend a group of well-connected Brits, as among them were Harry's childhood friend Violet van Velchenholz, who was working as a publicist for Ralph Lauren, as Meghan persuaded sensitive soul van Velchenholz to set her up on a blind date with the prince. And although Bower writes that Meghan's 2-year romance with Vitiello, a Toronto-based chef, was in the last throes when she had met Harry, and they would still share a home together. As the book also claims that the 2 weeks after their first date on July 1st, 2016, Harry had secretly flew to Toronto, as he had stayed for about 1 week in the house of a friend of Meghan's, probably Jessica Mulroney. And with Cory still sharing Meghan's home, the situation for Meghan was tricky but manageable. At the end of the week, after he had turned to London, Meghan was convinced that her spell was cast and the relationship with Harry would be sealed, as she had told Cory that the then affair was over, as Bower writes. Earlier, the Duchess of Sussex's father, Thomas Markle, told the Insider that he had no plans to reunite with her in London early in June, as Thomas was meant to travel to the UK for the Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee, which Meghan and Prince Harry attended alongside the other members of the royal family. But Thomas was hospitalized after having a stroke in May and was forced to miss the celebrations as he recovered at home. Thomas had said in a YouTube video published on May 21st that he had arranged his visit to London before the Sussexes had announced that they would attend. "I don't think we'll bump into each other, and I don't think we'll go to the same places. But I'm sure there'll be times where there will be glances between myself and my daughter and my son-in-law, and we'll just have to play it by ear," Thomas said in the video.